We would have did a whole show.
You're
Everyone, welcome to Ladies Night. We are finally live, guys. You don't even want to know what just happened, but your girl just did a whole intro talking to you guys, thinking you guys were there. And someone was like, "Vee, did you go live?" I hadn't pressed go live, so I apologize. But hey, how is everybody doing? Can you guys see us now? Please tell me if you can see us. I see. Real talk, so wow, finally. Excuse me, bro, I've been here for 10 minutes talking, so don't start with me, okay? I did a whole intro. You just didn't see it. Anyway, ladies, how are you guys doing? Is everyone doing good tonight?
Yes.
Yes, I am well.
Oh, good. So, the first to Nia said that Bob Robyn, yes.
Yeah.
Robyn.
Look good. I love it.
I'm having technical difficulties.
Okay,
Give
so
me.
the first.
I'm here. I'm here. I'm just trying to fix some stuff over here.
Guys, it's a whole technical issue day. Okay, but we are finally here. We are finally live. So tonight's topic, we're going to start and get the ball rolling on the Kirk Franklin situation with his son and how that has been unwinding, on what all of our thoughts and opinions are on that for this week, because that's the hottest topic, I think, of the week right now. So, who wants to say something first? Who wants to go first?
Where do we begin?
Where'd you go, Andrea? She was like, let me. So I'm actually.
Hold on 1 second.
You guys can hear me? Everything's good?
Yeah.
Okay. So I am not a Kirk Franklin fan. Just period. I don't really like the guy. But I do side with him, believe it or not, even though I don't like him. You know, I just come from the parent side. I'm a parent myself. Having older children, I don't even know, adult children. I have a 16-year-old, but I don't even know what that would be like to have an adult child and then to have the child like be disrespectful. I can't even imagine what kind of like anger. But I believe that, you know, I guess as a Christian, you know, everybody's going to come at him because there's a way that you're supposed to be. So there probably was a better way to go about it. You know, sometimes it's best to like, you know, when you have confrontation, kind of like step back, take a breather, and then come back to the conversation. But it's not always possible. Sometimes you just need to get it off your chest, you know? So that's my take on the whole situation, you know?
I agree.
Robyn, can I ask a question? I want to know why you're not a fan of Kirk Franklin.
Oh my gosh. I don't like him. I'm not big on the gospel people, just for my own reasons. I'm just not.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just not.
Okay.
No, I don't like none of them. TD Jakes, Joel Osteen. Nope.
I don't care for Joel.
Cancel.
I don't care for Joel Osteen. I don't really care for TD Jakes.
None of them. None of them. Give me that sage so I could say none of them.
I love me some Kirk. Okay, I love me.
I love Kirk. I love me some Kirk Franklin. And he had helped me get through a mile long way of coming to work, and then they want to be there at work. I was taking some Kirk Franklin on the way to work.
Me too.
Well, I mean, I agree with Robyn. Just coming from a parent's standpoint, and even so too, this is a grown ass. Excuse me. Are we cursing here, or with the rules?
You're being yourself. You know, I always believe everyone.
Just be yourself.
That boy is a grown ass man. He's our age, and he's doing this thing like a child would do to record their parents secretly and post it to try to expose their parents. it's that sense of entitlement that he has about himself. And listening to the interview with his mom, she was pretty much siding with the dad, and she was like, "Yeah, no, he was wrong, and that's not the way you handle things when you're supposed to, when you have a um, conflict with somebody." And listening to Kirk, he was saying, we've been dealing with this for over 20 years. This ain't something just brand new. We've been dealing with this, and it's been like this. This has been a toxic relationship for everybody involved. So
Thank you.
I side with Kurt. I mean, because even too, what kind of made me upset was that son just posted what Kurt said. He didn't post what made Kurt say what he said, because we all know that for every action cause a reaction, and he ain't just finna. No parent is just finna fly off the handle and just cuss their child out because the day is Thursday. Like, no,
Right.
that's not how it works. So yeah, I think the son was wrong for doing what he's doing, and I fully support Kurt. I know he's a man of the cloth, and he's saved and all of that stuff. But at the end of the day, he's still a man. At the end of the day, he's still a father, and he is still human. So, and everybody has a breaking point. Kurt reached his apparently. So that's why I think.
Well, I have 2 grown kids. I have a 23-year-old.
Yes, Andrea, you got grown kids.
They asses out, okay? Shoot, they be doing some stuff to make me want to just like, I'm going to hurt somebody, okay? And they don't listen sometimes. So yes, Kirk Franklin is the only one use them kind of words. I sure did lose them too, okay? And my ex-husband using on my son, because sometimes they don't listen and they do stuff that we say don't do, or they won't. So he's self-entitlement. My ex-husband say, the son came to work and complained about me and my daughter to the dad, and he was like, well, mama getting what's called a deal and she ain't paying all her rent. He was like, man up. What are you talking about your mama's sister for? What kind of man does that? So I'm seeing this. Sometimes grown kids don't listen, and when I'm calm and cool and collected and talk like this, they ignore me. But when I start cussing, that's what they want to say. Oh, okay, she ain't playing. So sometimes I'm like that. I'm gonna cuss today, and yes, if I'm a saved woman, yes I am. But I'm a mother first. I got 2 kids that don't listen. Sometimes I gotta cuss them out. And you know what? I called my dad, because my daddy is a church man and everything. And my dad was like, "Look, y'all know how I get down. This ain't nothing new." And my dad said maybe the only thing he didn't do was to record me, because I would have had him by his neck. And to me, how you shame your daddy for this is what he do for a living, this is his livelihood, and then this is how it afforded you a good life. How disrespectful can you get?
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
I bet Kirk don't put him through college. He don't got a good car, new job, new clothes. Kirk probably don't get the boy the world, and then he got to be at 30 years old. When you 30, I ain't home since I was 22 years old. I don't call my dad. Can I get some money? Can I get this? Can I get that? No, I buy for myself.
I'm starting to realize age, that saying age ain't nothing but a number, that is so true. It don't matter how old you are. Like, that doesn't make you an adult. And you could clearly see here in this case, like his mentality is off. Something's happening there. Something's lacking.
And just because and church folks get on my nerve, just because you are a man of the Lord, don't mean you are a father first. You a dad. You a man first. And if a man get out of here and disrespect you, you're gonna have a problem with that. The Lord is always gonna be in your life, but you are a man and a father first.
That's true. I agree with that. Nique.
Nique's so quiet.
Liberal.
I've been staring at Nique's face. I want to just tell you, I've been staring at Nique's face since like I got on here. Her facial expression.
Well, of course I don't. Yeah, of course I don't agree with that at all. I'm trying to choose my words carefully. This is the first show, and I don't want to get kicked off too soon. But there's a way to speak to people, especially ones that you love, right? Especially your seed. I feel like we need to stop peddling the narrative that rah, cuss my child out, solves things, because actually, what did that do? What did it do? He cussed him out, and the son was still saying whatever, and they hung up with no resolution, right? There is a deeper issue there. We really don't know things. We don't know the context of the conversation or what was going on. But I do believe that in this community, we have got to stop speaking to our children as if they are somebody off the street, And now if he did do something to disrespect him or whatever, if you are a man of the cloth, if you take position within that realm, you need to behave that way because you have the tools. They're embedded in you to navigate through life with kindness, with love. Yes. And so if you don't bestow your own rules, to your children, what does it say for the people that are under governance with you, like that, take from you, that listen to your music? And what does it do to the Christian community? What does it do to, what does it say? Oh yeah, we love the Lord, but we still gonna cuss out our kids and take it, instead of, I think we just need to drive the narrative. We need to take a different approach, if you will, to how we, especially as a Black community, deal with things. And I've read some things today and heard some things. They've been in counseling, right? And that's going nowhere. And pretty much the son is, I don't think he ever will come around. I think he's just angry. He's hurt. He's upset for whatever reason. But this is their story, and how you act in private, should be how you act in public. If you are placing yourself in position of, this, I don't know if it's a minister. I guess I'll call it a minister to other people. I just don't think he's making a good example, especially when we find out. It's like you finding out your pastor sleeping around on his wife or something. I equate it with that, right? And, we don't say, oh, well, sometimes it happens and my daddy did it, my uncle did it, so it's okay. Like, no, we can't keep excusing things. You got to call a thing a thing.
Well, Kirk,
I can see what you're saying, but then I feel like there's a lot more pressure on somebody when they say, oh, I'm a Christian. Okay. For me personally, like, I class myself as a Christian. I do. And I don't feel or see Kirk Franklin in any other shape, way, or form. As far as I'm concerned, if you read the Bible, then we're all sinners. We're born sinners. Okay. Mm-hmm. So people are going to make mistakes. People are going to, no one's perfect at the end of the day. And I feel that Kirk and his son have some serious issues that I guess that they're attempting and have been for the last 20 years of resolving. But at the same time, I think, number one, I know for a fact, I could never dare speak to my parents the way he was speaking to his father. Never. Absolutely not. I would have lost my damn mind if I spoke to my parents like that.
But would you speak to your child like that?
You're recording your dad. You know what? I don't know if I would tell my child I'll break your neck, but
no, you wouldn't do that.
Sometimes I think, for real though, I don't know if I tell my child I'll break your neck, but I think sometimes kids really test their parents. Like, they really test them, and it's like, I told you once, I told you twice, I told you 3 times. How many more times do I need to keep speaking to you because you do not want me to stop? Okay, so let me get to that 4th time. So I feel that kids it's hard sometimes. I do think it's hard as parents, and I think parents lose it. And yes, okay, I understand that, you shouldn't really lose. But I can agree with what Nique is saying to an extent. But then at the same time, I just don't feel like we should be casting him down to be like, oh, well, because he's a Christian, because he ministers through music.
I don't think it's because
we need to give him
because he's a minister.
Yeah,
no, it's not because
Christian.
It's because
status.
he's a minister.
Yeah,
He's a leader.
Status. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Maybe for me, I look at ministers just like I look like everybody else, because it's like celebrity or
And that's
like
a problem.
judges.
No,
or
I get. I'm with
people of
Nique. I'm
power.
with Nique. Yeah.
But but that's the case, then you got ministers out here who like Jamal Bryant just sleeping around with his wife and stuff. What you talking about?
I just mentioned that.
There are.
So my thing is this: if you're gonna say that
John
about
Gray,
talk about Jamal Bryant, then, because I don't care. At the end of the day, Kirk Franklin
I just mentioned that.
He's a man first.
Yeah.
He's a father.
No, I understand with Nique. If you are a person of status in the church and you profess yourself to be a leader, it's different. You're not just a Christian anymore. You're now a shepherd. And you can have false shepherds, false prophets, and you can have true prophets. So, like, if you profess yourself to have this status, there's more weight on you. Not just by us. Trust me, not just by us, by God too. You're judged more because you're leading other people. So I definitely see with Nique, and I definitely see with Vee too, in that, yeah, we're all sinners, but these people are at the front. They're the ones leading. You know, so it's one of those, it's so touchy. It's so touchy. Yeah, they're never, no,
I mean,
they're not
to
perfect.
me, they're not God. They're not perfect. They're human. And I feel like there should be, we preach about it in the church, right? That there should be forgiveness, and we should love one another, and we should accept people how they are. But yet we're the first to cast the first. So I was like, come on, you can't have it both ways. You can't be contradicting this stuff. You have to it needs to either be the same rule for everybody, and everything should apply to everybody as a whole, as a body, as a church. Or, I mean, I guess you can have it both ways. I think they'll say that they're leaders and they should lead by example, but they're not perfect. They're never going to be perfect. We all are going to slip up at some time, so.
It's true. It's absolutely true.
And when I watched as well, because I watched the interview as well with the mama, sorry, not the wife, his ex, the son's mother. Yeah, her. I watched the interview with her talking about the situation, and I think it takes a lot for mothers as well to not be siding with their children.
It does.
She did not side with her son.
Yeah.
At all.
Her only son.
Her only son. Her only son.
And her only son. Right. She don't even have no other children. And she even called out her own son and said he was wrong for what he did and whatever. But that they do have some stuff that they're trying to work out. Kirk is not a bad dad to him and has never been a bad father to him. So, I mean, at the end of the day, she's got no fight in it at all. I'm not being funny. I don't see how she has a fight in it, because at the end of the day, Kirk has been remarried for 20, 15, 10 years. A long time. 50. I think it's about 15 years that he's now remarried to his now wife. And I don't see that they co-parent together as a good unit. So I think if anything, and I think if there was any way we could side with the son, right? I think that the mother would have been the way that would have helped us to understand where the son was coming from.
Right.
And I understand sometimes, kids do have parent issues. They have a lot of issues and they need to work out with their parents. They hold a lot in. They don't want to talk about it or whatever. But you are no longer that little boy that you was back in the day. The mama said we were young. We were teenagers when we were raising him. We both made mistakes. We could have done better as parents. But if you ain't showing your mom the same problems as your dad, then that's an issue. And I don't know if it's because I think it also plays a part into it, is the fact that maybe mom was left to be a single mom, and maybe that's a part of his issue too. Dad's gone on, remarried, and mom's here looking after me.
Maybe.
But dad is still providing. But when you're just kind of seeing that one-sided, I don't know. But at the end of the day, you're 32 years old. You need to grow up. If you're speaking to your parents like that, 32, there is some serious deep-rooted issues with yourself, and you need to fix that. That's my point.
I just want to speak to the leader. I don't think it's so much as the son. I think it's about leadership. And if your leaders are weak, your flock is gonna fail ultimately because the head is inadequate. And I think that's what we're trying to say. And to your point, Andrea, yeah, like all of them, Jamal Bryant, John Gray, all of them, they need to set themselves to a higher standard, and they need to abide by it and govern themselves accordingly. That way we can have some examples out here, for people to actually
There's
follow.
no standards. There's
Right.
just whatever goes, and I'm a sinner, so forgive me. No,
Right.
there has to be a
that's it.
standard. There has to. I agree.
I wanted to speak. I'm sorry, Andrea, was you?
No, you go ahead. I'm going after you. That's fine with me. Go ahead.
I wanted to speak on the whole leadership position thing. Being a former praise and worship leader, it was a lot of pressure to be perfect. You weren't allowed to make mistakes, and if you did, you were very harshly shamed for it. So it's a really thin line of like living your life when not even that you want to do anything bad, but just to live. Every little thing in your life is being nitpicked at. Every single thing is being looked at through a microscope in your life. So I'm not. I understand it being a leader, from that standpoint. Um, but being a leader too, people need to also not put leaders in such high positions on such high pedestals, and to not put all their faith and trust in the leader. I think it's
Not the
very
man, right?
immature for anyone to be like, I trusted you with everything. You know what I mean? Because then it's like, so how are you living your life? I get that I need to be the Jesus you need to see, but you also need to be living your life,
Yeah.
not, predicated upon what I do. Again, I do understand that there is things that leaders should and should not do. Because like you said, if the head is weak, then there goes your flock. But I think the flock needs to understand too that nobody is perfect. And I think a lot of that gets lost in translation because it looks so highly up to their leaders. And they forget that they can fuck up too. And
And if they do, though,
I
they need to step down. Do you agree?
well no, yeah, I do agree they do need to step down and get themselves together.
Get it together,
Um,
yeah.
but my thing is I feel like everyone has weak moments.
Yeah.
And how are they able to everyone has weak moments and everyone has breaking points. We don't know how long Kirk Franklin was holding back from actually saying what he needed to say. We don't know what happened. You know what I'm saying? We don't know how long that he's been holding this in, if he was been holding this in at all. And I'm just saying that from a parent who's going through a similar situation where it's just been building up and building up and building up to eventually it's just like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I can't speak on it because I mean that's not my situation. I can just only imagine what it took for him to go there.
I'm sure he went
Um,
there before. It's
Yeah,
just
that's
he
not
why
may
his
that.
son,
have,
yeah.
he may
For
have
that,
because
for
they've
him
been
to
doing it
be
for
able
20
to just,
years. So I'm
yeah,
sure
he's
he's done
he's
it
done that
before.
before, and the son wanted to show, like, let me catch him this time.
Probably. I could understand
I,
that. I
I
could
believe
probably
that.
see that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
And
don't
the
think it's
son
the first
wanted
time
to
he
be
did it.
very one-sided and to show a certain
like
area of the
I think he
conversation,
did it
which is what he did.
maliciously. He did it maliciously. He
Mm-hmm.
wants to show everybody how holy his father was. That's what he did it for,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah,
not right
yeah.
either.
To me,
Which
I
is
don't know
which
what.
is not right, but
But
But they've been doing this for a long time, over
Yes,
2
been doing it for a
decades.
long
So
time.
this has
wow,
been an ongoing thing.
oh yeah,
it's sad.
it really
It's
has.
it's really sad.
It's
And to
sad. It
me,
is
it's
sad. And I agree. But I
But
will
you know
also
what?
say
I was gonna say it's life too.
yes.
It happens. It
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 really
happens. I'm
is.
not
does.
saying this is
It
shame
really
for
does.
it
It
happening.
happens. Like it happens.
Okay, because I just want to put this out there, right? I just want to look at our friendship group as a whole that we have here on YouTube and stuff like that. And I'm just gonna, sorry, Dre, I'm putting you into this. So does
No.
everybody believe that Dre is better than all the rest of us because he's a pastor and should be held to a higher standard than the rest of us.
Can I tell the truth?
Yes.
The minute I heard Dre was a pastor, he kind of fell into the same boat that I feel about Joel Osteen and Kirk Franklin. I put him in a lump that is my own lump that I think about them. But on getting to know him, I realized that he's really down to earth and he really tries to like you can see in his heart that his heart is in a good place. So that's what made me change my outlook on him. But it was the minute I have a thing about overly Christian people, and I have a thing about overly, I call them Jesus freaks. It's too much. You're trying to stuff Jesus down my throat without even knowing what my relationship is with Jesus. So it's like, many times I bump heads with a lot of Christians, though I myself am a Christian, teach the Bible, do all this stuff. I bump heads with your average Christian because that's just the way it goes. So with Dre, I have to say, Dre, but he's wonderful, actually.
Real is messy.
Dre, I don't think you're any better than us. I'm just saying, I don't think you're any better than the rest of us. You good.
Don't call him that. You messy, Dre.
No. I said real.
What did you guys think about him once you found out he was a pastor?
Yeah, Real's trying to egg him on too.
Yeah, I said real is messy, not Dre.
Club in the chat.
I didn't say that I didn't like him. I said that automatically I hear pastor and I'm like, false prophet. Like just get into that mode until you prove yourself that, you're really practicing what you're preaching. And I'm not looking at him like if he missteps. If Dre was to misstep, I would never say, oh, how could you? I would never do that. I would never do that.
Right. Because
I understand the mistakes and stuff like that. But someone in the public eye, honestly, for me, it's a little different. It's a little different.
Andrea is burning up with something to say. She's been trying to.
Okay, so Andrea, and then I'm moving on to the next topic. Go ahead, Andrea.
Okay, I see things different because I grew up in the church, and my daddy was deacon in the church. So I see things different. I see my daddy in a whole different light because he made plenty of mistakes, and even though me and him parted ways when I was 22, because I wanted to be grown and I didn't want to do it his way. So my thing is, we just got back together maybe about 6 months ago. So I'm still gonna be grown and still do me. But I see my daddy in a different light because even though he was in the church and I did hold him to a higher standard, he's still a man first. He's still gonna have failures. He's still gonna do things may not be right. And that's what people in the church get on my nerves with. I hate a bunch of hypocrites. Always gotta say something about people, and then when you get there, say love your neighbor as yourself. Well, how you love your neighbor as yourself if you downing me in everything I do? So that's that bullshit we talking about. And so that's why I don't do a bunch of church people, because they always talk about that mess and then talk about the next person. And that's how I feel about the black church when it comes to Kirk Franklin. I feel like, look, this man has showed y'all respect. He has been to people's churches. He has tried to minister to y'all. And the 1 minute that he shows that he's a real man and a father, y'all want to cancel him out. That's what black people do all the time to each other. Really? So I don't have no say. I'm rolling with Kirk Franklin. Good, bad, or indifferent. Damn it.
Amen. I'm still gonna put my praise music on and press stop.
Listen, I've been bumping Kirk Franklin all week.
Okay.
I roll with Kirk Franklin, the father, not the Christian. Sorry.
We support you.
The father. I'm on the father's side.
They're not different people, Robyn. They're not different people. Oh, okay.
Girl.
The next topic that we're going to discuss is Miss Sharon Osborne. This week, she has been accused of being a racist. for the second time. This isn't the first time this happened. This is for the second time, y'all. She got checked on her daily TV show. What's the show called?
The Talk.
I don't even know what show she's on.
The Talk.
The Talk.
She got checked on the Talk by her black color. I don't watch the show, y'all, but I watched what I needed to watch for this show. So she got checked by her black co-host a little, who's also her friend and was trying to tread lightly because obviously race is a very sensitive subject right now worldwide, and we all know why, and we'll get into that in a minute. But I just want to hear what the ladies and everybody in the chat what they think about Miss Sharon Osborne. Do you think that she is an undercover racist?
What did she say?
She was rolling with Pierce. Pierce, her friend, she was rolling with him. What he said about Megan, she supported
the
him.
Racist.
Yeah. She supports him.
Yes.
She said, "Tell her what he actually said to make us call him a racist." And she was calling Sharon. What's her name?
Underwood.
Yeah. Go ahead.
What her name is? I don't know. The co-host.
Holly something.
But no, so the old co-host, the original co-host, there was like two ladies on there. No, that one of them's still on there now. But there was another lady that apparently has like a Chinese origin. She's from a Chinese origin or whatever. And apparently Sharon called her slanty eyes and Wuhan before.
Wuhan something, yeah.
Yeah, was there recording or something? Like, I didn't want to speak to that. If I wanted to ask someone, like, is this things that people are saying have been said, or
it's like hearsay?
It was in the news.
Behind the scenes on the show.
I don't know.
Okay.
I didn't see it recorded.
It's like he said, she said.
Yeah.
Okay. But she said behind the scenes, apparently, like production or whatever, everybody knew her to say that.
But if Sharon said all that stuff, why the co-hosts didn't come out and go to HR and complain about her then? Why all of a sudden you gonna do it now? It's like 20 years, 11 years, the woman don't be on the show. And if she been racist for almost 11 years, why CBS ain't doing that? To me, this sounds suspicious to me because Megan came on the TV and now everybody gotta be racist. Really? This been happening. This ain't nothing new. Because Megan on TV saying this is happening to her, that everybody gonna be uproar about this.
Well, that's what they said. And then this time, because she's siding with Pierce, she's just trying to protect her friend, I guess. I can't stand Pierce personally, so maybe I'm a little biased. But I don't necessarily think that I don't think Pierce has said anything racist that I can remember. He just doesn't like Megan. Okay, he just don't like her.
But does he not like her because she's black, or does he just not like her?
He don't like
her. No, they had a relationship.
Like her because he fancied the hell out of her, and she never got back to him.
Yes,
like,
but not because she's black, though, right?
No, that's what I'm saying. I don't think.
How did this conversation even? How did Sharon even get caught out there being called a racist if she just sided with him?
Because
he speaks ugly of Megan.
No, so in the show, Robyn, they were having a conversation. She and Sharon and Cheryl Underwood. Sharon was not understanding, like, why are you calling Piers Morgan racist because he just doesn't like Megan? And Cheryl was saying he's not an open or open racist. He says things, they have racial, undertones there that, can make people of color feel uncomfortable. And so she was like, but you're not telling me what he said. Sharon keeps coming back and back with this same line. And Cheryl can't even get a word in or even collect her thoughts to, respond because Sharon is just like feeling, she's going fast, like, just like, and then she told her, like, don't you cry? Like, she's, badgering her, like, don't you cry? I should be crying because I'm being called a racist, instead of letting her explain how this woman of color feels in this moment. It was all over about the interview, that they did with Oprah or whatever. And Cheryl just could not get her thoughts together, her words together, and express herself. Sharon was not giving her that opportunity at all.
Oh wow.
And she went off. Sharon went
Yeah.
off.
She was cussing and everything.
But the thing is,
Yeah.
if I'm being honest, if I'm being real honest, I don't think Sharon Osborne is a racist though. But Bernie did say, don't forget her daughter was caught in something like that a few years ago. So her daughter was, right?
Yes.
But are we talking about when her daughter said the whole thing when Trump was like, oh, he's going to put a wall up so the Mexicans can't get over the border? And then
I remember her saying to people.
She said, oh, well, Trump, who's going to clean your toilets, Donald Trump? Or some stupid, ignorant, what she said. And everyone went crazy on her daughter for that comment. And I was just like, why did you say that? That was a little
cringy.
What I saw behind what she was trying to say is what I'm saying, but that was really cringe. Like, it was really uncomfortable. But yeah, I don't necessarily really think that Sharon is a racist, but I don't believe that she let her friend speak. But when you're heated, let's be real, guys. Okay, we all black women here. We know how we can get. We're mad as hell. When you are mad and angry, sometimes you ain't letting the other person talk. You don't want to hear it. I'm done. You just gonna hear what I have to say, and I'm done with the conversation, and I'm out.
I don't do that. I don't behave that way.
I don't do that either. But I did do that back in the day. I don't do that anymore. So.
But you have done it, right?
I have done it. I learned why you shouldn't do that.
But I did listen to
why you shouldn't, because the media is going to twist it and make it look like you're dismissing a black woman from speaking, and that wasn't the case. She was pissed.
I did listen to her interview with Kevin Frazier on Entertainment Tonight, and she said that she was upset, not mostly at Cheryl, it was the producers, because she got there to the set late, and while she was going up in hair and makeup, they was like, is it okay to talk about Piers Morgan? So my thing is, did you blindside Sharon?
That's what Sharon said. She was blindsided. Yeah,
she did say they made a pact 2 months ago when this happened. This same situation happened. They made a pact they would do this again. So here we go again. You blindside me. We made a pact that we weren't gonna do this. So I don't think Sharon's a racist. Do I think she's not from the United States? She only been over here a couple of years. So I do.
Yeah, she's not from the United States.
Not from the United States. I do think so. She probably from the old. Yeah, she's Britain, so she's from the old school. I do think what she said was inappropriate, and maybe she needs some training with other coaches. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree.
Racist.
So she's ignorant.
So,
yeah.
I don't know too much about this subject, but whenever we get into conversations regarding race, I tend to shut up because I be getting Black people very upset. I'm sorry. I just feel like sometimes we go over the top, like with this race thing. I really, really think so. And I know I'm probably going to trigger people by saying this. Now, I want to show you something that I saw today really quick in the Facebook group that I'm at. And it caused something like,
by the way, sorry.
It caused like 1.3K comments. It says, dope black dad, dope black mom, dope black daughter, dope black son. But as you can see, ain't nobody dope and black there. They white. So that picture caused an uproar amongst this Black community group in Facebook, and they all went wild saying, how dare they? And I came in and I looked at the picture and I said, that's a stock photo that they just put the design on the t-shirt. That's all that is. Like, do you guys not realize yes, the ball was dropped, but they used that picture for any t-shirt design. You guys just made 1.3K comments saying that these people are racist when it's a stock photo. They're actually wearing blank shirts and anybody can take it and put whatever design on. And I just feel like sometimes we just go over the top. I was watching Martin the other day, and you know Martin's from back in the day. All the jokes that they used to tell, all the things that was said on that, I was like, you couldn't say that now. You will trigger this person. This person will say, oh, how dare you say that? You cannot say anything nowadays without triggering Black people, Asian people. You cannot say anything. You'll trigger the whip. You can't even say women now. I own a business that takes care of women. You cannot say women have periods. You have to say humans who have periods because there are men now that have periods. Like, it's just like, it's getting so frustrated that even our freedom of expression, and I do agree, sometimes people say things that are inappropriate. Can I go crazy and say, you're a racist? Sometimes it's just inappropriate. They need to be educated. Just educate them. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm just not American. I'm from the Caribbean, honey. I don't know. And I don't get triggered off of soft, like, little words like that.
Robyn, I was with you,
girl. Say what you gotta say. Okay. Say what you gotta say.
I was with you because I do feel, but you know what? That's not a. Yes, okay. So yes, some Black people do really push this racism card, right? And they just turn everything into like a racist comment. And I think we do it way too much. I think we do.
There was a guy, Vee, in Clubhouse. He said, I don't wear nothing white. Not white socks, not white underwear. All black socks, all black. I said,
retarded.
You ridiculous.
But this is what I'm going to say though, right? Sometimes I feel like and I hope this does not sound awful because I really do not mean this. Guys, I am not racist. I am not prejudiced, nothing. But I just want to say how I feel about it, okay? And I want that to be very, very clear. Because I don't know how this is going to come across.
Say how you
Sometimes
feel.
I feel that other races, I know, but you still got it. This is still a public platform. Like I still, I don't want to hurt people's feelings. Because I'm inclusive, not exclusive. Okay, so anyway, sometimes I feel like other races, they do want to support the Black movement, right? And they do support and they do believe that, Black people are treated unfairly and things like that. However, sometimes I think they take it a little bit too far. That t-shirt situation there, y'all didn't need to write that. Like Dre said, why you can't just be dope? Like, why are you trying to add the Black? It's like you want to be Black. Like, you want to be a part of the Black community. No, be yourself. Be a part of your own community. You can support us, absolutely, but that ain't the way to do it. I'm sorry. Your ass ain't Black. You don't need to be wearing that type of stuff. Like, no, I'm against it. I'm sorry. I don't feel like
I have a question for you.
Shake it to make it.
I have a question for you guys, or for whoever thinks this. So there was a child who went to the school, went to class wearing Black is King shirt, and the teacher, the white teacher, was triggered, right? She got so upset. So the question arises.
Black or white?
The child was Black and wore Black is King. So somebody put in the chat, this was another day, somebody put in the chat, what if you saw a white person wearing white is king? What would that do? Why is it that Black people can wear Black is king, which is amazing and it's empowering, but white people cannot do that? They're not allowed.
It's because of...
Is it because of slavery?
Yeah, it's because of oppression. It's because we spent so long, being oppressed and not being able to do things, and we weren't afforded a stolen lifestyle that now has this group of people light years ahead of us, and there's no way we can even catch up. So that's our moment to pay homage or recognize our abilities and our talent as a race. So if you blatantly oppress me for all these years in my face, I'm going to blatantly celebrate myself the same way in your face.
Okay.
I think that's the argument there.
I can understand that. See, I always ask that too, and I'm just like, no one could answer it, but that makes sense to me, honestly.
That's my take. That doesn't mean that's what they think. That may just be me putting words in their mouth for culture.
I agree, Nique.
Yeah,
I think that makes a lot of sense, actually.
I'm just saying, I'm sorry. I just, it's like you just want to run on the train because it's popular or whatever, or you do want to support. Like I do feel like some of these races are genuine. Like I don't feel that there's I feel that there are white people that love black people. I do. I don't feel that there aren't. My family's mixed. I mean, I got it. Like, you know what I mean? I just think sometimes they do something a bit too much to show that they love black people,
like overly show
and
it.
for them, like when they come, when it's like a room full of black people and they the only one white, they feel uncomfortable. It's not necessarily a comfort thing. And I watched a show called Bell
Which one?
Collective.
The
Which one?
about I'll read it if I may. I'll read it. He says,
yeah, go ahead.
Where is it? Okay, I'll add my piece. I think most people that haven't grown up in America and are from the islands don't associate themselves with Black American culture. Do you, since you guys, we have two of you here, do you guys do you disassociate yourself? I know y'all say you don't twerk, right? So
we whine.
We don't.
Yeah. So do you all, because
I can show you, but I got pajamas on.
So do you guys, is there a line there in the sand?
I think the pain points are a little different for us, honestly. I like when people talk about it, I sympathize with them, but I don't have that fire, that I see in people. I don't have it and I don't understand it. So that's why when I see these things and I'm just looking around, I also, as a 30-something-year-old woman, has never blatantly faced racism. I have never had someone just straight up be racist with me, straight to my face. I've never had it happen. So I can't even speak about racism. I've never seen it with my eyes, like George Floyd and all that stuff happening. It's so traumatizing to see that. Like, I don't even understand it. I cannot even like fathom that, But my sister, who grew up in my household, who was born here, who does feel that fire for all that, Black empowerment stuff, like she has racism. Like she would go in the store, people will follow her. I've never experienced that. And I don't know why it is. I don't know if it's just me not noticing or not staring at people, staring at me. I don't know what it is, but I've never, and I've always witnessed white people who genuinely like me. So I don't know. I don't think, I agree with you, Troy. I really do. I agree with him.
So for me, it's a little different. Oh, sorry. Go on, Shanita. Shanita?
Oh, I'm
Did you
sorry.
say something?
I thought.
No,
I was just gonna say. I mean, y'all see me every Black History Month. I'm just black, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blackity black, and I'm black. And every chance I get to expose my blackness, I'm gonna do it, because for so long, my blackness wasn't accepted in society. Growing up, my blackness wasn't accepted. I wasn't treated equally as a child for being Black. So now that I'm old enough and I'm more mature to express that without purposefully offending people. I don't care if I do now, because this is who I am. This is my skin color. This is my heritage. All of this is me. So when I see other people benefiting, and when I say other people, I mean people who are not of color benefiting from what I had to fight to prove myself to be, is frustrating. So sometimes we can get, those who are Americans can go overboard with like, no, you can't have that because that's us. And we're upset because you're benefiting from what I had to fight to be accepted. you can just do it, and it's like, oh my God, this is the best thing that ever happened, especially when it comes down to the hair. And we're going to get on that, later on, I'm sure. But down to our hair, the way that we look, our eyes, our features, everything is black. People who are not black try to duplicate it and try to look like us. And then not only that, they try to look like us, but then they benefit from it, and they get more of a benefit from it for looking different. When I look like this naturally, I'm looking like this naturally. I can't even I have to work extra hard just to be seen. Meanwhile, my counterparts,
This does it.
it doesn't work. They can just do it, and it's there. So I can see why people go overboard with it, because it's like, I'm showing you're wrong, and I'm going to keep telling you that you're wrong until you correct yourself. But they just been benefiting, so it's frustrating.
I learned a lot from you, Shanita. Troy, I did agree with you, but I don't like that you said it is unhealthy and inaccurate to speak on it if you don't understand it. And I wrote it in the chat, and I'm going to say it out loud so you can hear it just in case you missed it. There are issues that you as men, you speak on. You speak about women's bodies. You speak about everything that has nothing to do with you. So let me speak about this. If this is what I want to speak about, then let me speak about it. Okay? Because if we bring up Black women here, you will be the first one. You will be the first one to be like, Black woman this, Black woman that. Okay? With that said.
Yeah, that's true. But
yeah, I agree. You don't have to come from somewhere personally to be able to engage.
And we can learn. We can learn. Like, I might not understand it, but I learned so much from you ladies. You show me, you teach me. I said, I see the passion, I see the fire in you guys.
Well, let me say this, okay? Because, so for me, I have Caribbean roots, okay? And I took issue with Troy Brown when you said, it frustrates me when foreigners come and don't understand it. This is my reason why. It's because, I don't know if you can hear my accent or if you know, but I'm British, okay? So Robyn may be from the Caribbean, where, mainly, predominantly, they are Black, so it's not the same situation. However, I'm from the UK, and it's predominantly white. It's very multicultural now, but, back in the day, we had the same situation America had, okay? Pretty much. So what I found, since moving out here, is that Americans want to be exclusive, okay? They exclude every other Black person in the world out of their arguments when it comes to talking about Black people.
Okay? Yeah, I don't know.
It's only Black Americans. They don't want to talk about Black people as a whole, and that infuriates my soul, because
there was slavery in the Caribbean too. That was one Americans. Of the stops. That was one of the stops on the ship.
I mean, England took over some of the Caribbean islands. A lot of the Caribbean islands are under the US or the UK. Come on now. So this is what I'm saying. It's like, you can't really turn around and say, I have no idea because I'm a foreigner of what you guys have gone through. Because, honey, if you do your history, we went through the same thing y'all went through. Okay? We just choose
different, but same.
Not to focus on it so heavily.
It's not my trauma.
Just be honest. We choose, like, in the UK, we don't focus on it. We're trying to move past it, right? And I find that Americans are trying to stay in it. I'm gonna be honest. I feel like Americans are really trying to
I don't think they're trying to stay in it, Vee. I think they're just
because all of the issues happen.
You have these killings, like they're reminded of it. They're reminded of it day after day after day.
Why are they reminded of it?
Because of these.
Why is it America cannot start to move forward?
That's the question. That's the right question to ask.
So the thing is how our country was built. Yeah. Okay, and it's never been built on a solid foundation. When you all moved from when the Blacks that were brought here moved to Europe, moved to the islands, who moved to all these different places, they were able to get their own independence and be free. But for Blacks who are still here, we're still reminded of it every day. Generations now, because the foundation here is just not, it was not built on a solid foundation. Our country was built on the backs of slaves, and we have never grown from it. We never developed from it. I remember when I was in school and we was learning about Black history, and from what I was learning, I was like, "Oh my God, this is why America's so fucked up today, because we never did anything right. Everything was a battle. Everything was a civil war. Everything was a everything. We fought for literally everything, and we still fight today. Our country was built on war and fighting. We never no resolutions.
I think
It was
so.
just resolutions, but
I
this is
get
why we
it, but
don't
I'm
move
just saying,
forward.
like, British Blacks fight as well.
But
They have to fight. They
I
have
think
to.
also with Americans, it wasn't so long ago. Like literally, Ruby Bridges, all that time, like it wasn't that long ago. Ruby Bridges is still alive. Like Martin Luther King would have still been alive. All that fighting that happened, the civil rights, like it's still fresh. Like it would just happen. So I think that's why also
Don't get
it's
me
just
wrong.
not healed. Yeah.
I don't think that Americans shouldn't feel the way that they feel. Don't get
Yeah.
me wrong, okay? But I just wish that their conversations were a little bit
Yeah.
more inclusive than exclusive.
Yeah.
Because my thing is, if you're gonna talk about Black people as a whole, you need to talk, and you're gonna have these open wide conversations on social media and things like that, then you can't exclude me because I'm a Black British. Like, no, you want me included in the conversation, but then you want to exclude me. Oh, well, we talking about Black America.
No, I don't.
Well,
I think
only
Yeah.
Black America, only Black
right about that.
only Black America deal with Black issues. No, that's not true. That's
I
not
know,
true.
but
Yeah.
And I think Americans need to kind of come out of that mind frame of only Black America deal with these issues, these Black issues. Because to be honest, these Black issues are everywhere, are in a lot of places. It's not just America. So it's not that I'm trying to dismiss Americans and how they
Yeah.
feel. I completely accept it. I completely understand it, and I've learned. So when I came over here, I didn't realize how big. I used to come on vacation all the time over here, but prior to moving, I didn't realize just how focused on Blackness Americans were. I honestly went after, because I used to, I'm in the legal field, so we're taught in law school that you stay current on everything. You stay current on the news, everything. You watch the news first thing in the morning, every day. So I'm used to watching the news, staying current on worldwide issues and what's going on in the world. But the UK news is very different from the American news, I'm not going to lie. So when I moved over here and I was still watching the news, I honestly had to stop watching the news over here because it was extremely sad and disturbing, because it was constantly being focused on Black people dying by a white person. And that is the message that the media wants to push out, right? So, of course, I understand people are going to say in that mindset, because we're controlled by the media. The media pushes out what they want us to know, rather than focusing on the good news of maybe what Black people are doing, or other races, or what's going on in the world, and not just America. How about that?
They don't show us that.
I stopped watching the news for that reason over here. I can't stand it. I'm not even gonna lie. I really can't watch it. It disgusts me. But that's just my personal stance on it, is that I just wish that when we are having conversations, and I get it, maybe it's because, it wasn't too long ago, which is why people still feel the same way that they do. But you're not the only ones, like you being a Black American doesn't make you better than me being a Black British person, or Robyn being a Black Caribbean person. I'm sorry, it just doesn't. And I think you need to get out of that mindset, if I'm being
I
honest.
love having these conversations though, because it really lets me see like the different mindsets of people, like literally like, okay, so we're not all the world here, but like we're from all different places and we've all had different experiences. And I just love like, hearing about it and learning from it.
Right. I mean, I like having these types of conversations because you learn a lot, without people trying to always shut down or stuff.
Andrea, what were you gonna say? You were saying something, but
yeah, I'm sorry, Andrea. I cut you off. I've been cutting you off all the time, girl. Don't be afraid to cuss me out, all right?
It's okay. No,
Cut her back off, Andrea. Cut her
no,
off.
I do agree. I do agree in some part what you said, but I'm just saying, if you said the British people are news is different than our news. That's what they see. That's what we see all the time. When you turn the news on, you either see a mama with 4 kids don't die, a black man have shot in somebody's house, or you see a police officer have shot our black men. So that shit scares the shit out of me. Okay, I'm not really happy when I walk down the street or I'm driving down the street or see my black son has been pulled over almost 5 times. Okay, that shit scares me, and I'm gonna get an attitude, and now I'm mad. Because I'm tired of watching the same scene all the time.
Yeah.
And what makes
that's why I said I stopped watching the news. It's sad.
I don't want to. I can't.
Yeah, but I think the reason black people on high alert because it's been a time that killing a black man or a black man killing each other it's almost have came normal to us. We like, oh, that's that don't happen. It's like, oh, that it's so almost
crazy. Wow.
I'm immune to it. When I see a George Floyd or I see a black man being killed, I called my girlfriend and said, another black man being killed, girl.
Oh Jesus.
I'm immune to it. Like it don't affect me like it used to.
Wow.
Because I feel like change ain't came yet.
So
I honestly, just to clarify, because people want to come to me. Y'all can come to me if you want to. It's my opinion and what I see, and you should accept my opinion.
Wait, just check these.
But
microphones.
No, in all honesty, though, I do believe. Look, and that's what I even stated already, but I want to restate it. I do believe that the media plays a big role in how America is today. That I'm not like the thing is. And this is what it's sad, but the same thing is happening in other places, right? We just aren't focused on it. Like the media doesn't focus on it. So we don't see it all the time, but you hear about it. You may see it in the newspaper or whatever, but it's not focused on it. So that's what I'm saying. These same situations and things that are happening in America are happening other places. But I believe that the reason why Americans do feel and think the way that they do is a lot on the media. The media has to blame for a lot of it. It really does. And, we're brainwashed by music, we're brainwashed by media, we're brainwashed by a lot of social media.
Everything.
We are brainwashed by what we're fed and how we're fed. But it's up to us to take the time to educate ourselves and to go out of what we just know as what we know. Is what I'm saying. I don't hate on y'all at all. I love y'all. I love Americans. I moved over here for a reason. But I'm just saying I've learned a lot since being out here. I really have. And how it's so different considering we're best buddies.
Yeah,
But we're in the race situation. Oh, go ahead, Nique.
Oh, I just wanted to answer. I was waiting to respond to something you said, but the conversation kind of went off. So, but I want to go back. Go
ahead.
I don't think that it's gonna go away. To Robyn's point, I guess because, like you said, it's still fresh. But y'all gotta realize, like, these people are still flying the Confederate flag. We're still arguing about a flag still being flown over, our government and things like that. It's still getting the same respect. And it was a flag that represented people that wanted to keep us oppressed. And you still have down here like Mississippi, Alabama, these little hick towns and things like that. You guys, I don't know how to even express to you, like these white boys in these pickup trucks that drive all crazy and start doing donuts, kicking up dirt while you walking somewhere. You can't go. God. You better pray your car don't break down if you driving, long distance out of town somewhere, because you in a heavily wooded area. It may not be good for you. these are things that we have on our back, things that we have to be mindful of every day while we're out there. So yeah, I guess it's not prevalent in you guys' world because maybe you don't dwell in these places, but there are people here in this country that live in these towns because it's just where they were born, right? And they get treated crazy. Even down to, I'll go to your cities. If you go to inner cities, the black schools don't even have books, like good books for
Oh
kids
my
to be able
God.
to read and articulate themselves properly, right? They have limited resources, if you will, but these nice school districts and everything, they're afforded,
Everything.
unlimited resources so that their kids can have the best education. But if you go to some of these places like here where we're at, like in Dallas, they don't even have good books. They don't have books that you read, as a kid and you want to share with your kids. Like they won't even know about that. So it's just, I think the struggle is
Wow.
still evident because it's still going on, and it's yeah, it's wrong, but they're still taking pride in making us feel a way. If they write one law into play, these people will find another way to poke with us, and mess with us and hold us back. Even when it comes down to corporate America, if you get in here trying to get these jobs and get these positions and things, and you're going up against some white person and you're black, you always, it's just there. It's that cloud, it's that burden, that cross that we over here have to bear because we're still going through it. That you're gonna be overlooked. And you see it time and time and time again before you realize this is my reality. And so what can I do to combat this? Maybe it's wearing my hair crazy. For instance, why you think that I live my life so out loud? You know what I mean? It's just because we haven't been able to do things, or you have to follow this rule, this strict protocol. And I'm like, no, everybody needs to have the chance to do what they want to do and be who they want to be. And not, especially if it's just because of your skin color. Now I can see it if you're a murderer or something, but just for being black, like, oh, I can't wear my hair like this. I can't wear this dress, or I can't, go this place and do this thing because that's just not what we do. So I think that's why it's not gonna die anytime soon, just because we still have these racial undertones that are very evident right now, and they're consistent day after day in our lives that
Wow.
we can't let it go or ignore it because it's in our face. It's put there. We don't wake up and say, oh, I want to see what the white man gonna do to me today. You wake up saying, I want to see how can I navigate through this white man's world and still be successful. So I think that was the issue, and I'll close there. That's just what I wanted to interject in there.
That was well said.
No, that's a good point. So the next topic of discussion is the royal. Yeah, we're gonna move it across the pond now, y'all. Sorry. Okay.
You're gonna still be talking about it.
Get out of it. No, I'm joking.
They're gonna still be talking about it for a long, probably for the
interesting topic.
Yeah.
Girl, because this basically plays both of us, right? The UK and America.
It links us together.
Yeah.
So, y'all, what are your thoughts on the royal family, the whole situation with Meghan Markle, Prince Harry, how she's treated? Tell me what y'all think.
Real said, I'll see you later.
Niggas like, I need the sage tonight.
Okay.
Who wants to go first? Go ahead.
Wow, where do we start?
I agree. I agree it's messed up how she's treated, but I just think that's how they operate over there.
Me too.
When you join a family like that,
That's the mafia.
I'm sorry. I think she was lying. I said it. She was lying. And they ain't gonna be searching Prince Harry on Google and everything. She is searching him. Megan, stop lying. Nicole, your girlfriends told you who he was. Come on, Megan.
I don't have much to say about it because I don't really follow the royals like that. But what I do want to say is I feel like Meghan should have knew that it was coming.
Mm-hmm.
I think she should have knew that it was coming. Hence, Princess Diana. I don't know in detail about that story. I was young when that happened. But Meghan was shocked when they showed their true colors, and I was just like, I'm not really sure why she was shocked, because I think that's how they are. That's how the queen and the people are. Like, what color is the baby gonna come out? Are you shocked? Are you shocked? So yeah, I don't know.
Do you think that you let's be honest and tell the truth? Even in our own black families, we be saying, "Okay, what color baby gonna be?" Come on now, that's the truth. We be asking the same question. So there ain't nothing.
I got two daughters. daughters. One is milk colored, and the other one is beautiful brown chocolate.
Okay, but I'm saying
they get compared.
Oh, wait, hold on.
All the time.
Wait, I'm gonna correct y'all. Sorry, because y'all are kind of going off of it a little bit. So don't forget this is important. Is that the line is there were concerns of the color of the child's skin. So that's different.
Okay,
it's
so
not
they didn't come straight out.
Come out. That was.
So what's the difference between concerns?
You don't ask
about the child.
So it wasn't like
the skin tone was going.
So it wasn't like the meme where they had the color palette and they were like, "Let's see." Did you see that meme? I gotta send you that meme. It's so hilarious. But
so it's not like, how black people always kind of be like, you just, what my baby gonna come looking like? We kind of conversation anyway every day, right?
Yes.
But there was concerns about it's the line she used, and Harry used it too. And I just want to say I'm an avid lover of Prince Harry. I absolutely love him. And Meghan,
What do you feel about the royal family, Vee?
Yeah, you think
what do you feel about the royal family
as a whole?
Yeah.
Yeah, as a whole. Like from the queen down.
Yeah, from the queen down.
Just for reference.
I love Princess Diana. I'm gonna start with Princess Diana, okay? I love Princess Diana.
She did.
I love Prince Harry.
Okay.
I love Meghan. And that's probably about where my love stops. I love the queen's mother too. The queen, she aight. Okay. She's doing a good job. I got a lot of respect for the queen. I'm not gonna lie, her husband's a racist, but we won't go there. But the queen herself, she aight. She cool.
So do you think the queen is for everybody in Britain or just for her own kind? Because I thought she's supposed to be for everybody if she's the queen. Is I wrong or right?
Like, is
she's
she
supposed to be for everybody?
Yeah, it's supposed to be. Okay, so if she's supposed to be for everybody, and Harry marries Meghan, I'm just saying. To me, I personally feel like Meghan got.
Okay, but wait.
She got over there. She wanted to change some shit. I feel like she got over there and said, "Look, I want to wear this tight shirt with my neck. I want to wear a little show some cleavage." I think she got over there and said, "Look, I want to have my social media." And they said, "How? Wait a minute, boo. You can't have none of that. You got to put all that away." And she was like, "I ain't happy, Harry. Harry, they ain't doing this. You really? You didn't know all of this? You didn't know all Princess Diana problems she had? This ain't nothing new. You got over there and said, look, I ain't happy, and brought that black girl out and said, Harry, it's time to roll." That's what she did.
Look. So I think she was very naive going into the situation that she went into. I'm not gonna lie. And me and my best friend, we argue about this all the time. We're like, she argues with the fact that she believes that she Googled Harry. A lot of people say, "Oh, I know she looked him up."
Yes, I said.
What do you mean Googled him?
What did we say about?
She said, I
What
ain't
did
know
we say?
nothing
What
about
did I
him.
say
I
about
ain't know
Americans?
nothing.
Oh, she said she didn't know nothing about
She
him?
Right.
said,
But
Oprah
at the
said,
same
you didn't
time,
Google him? She said, no, I knew she was lying right there. I said, Oprah, she lying.
she didn't Google him. She didn't Google him, right? And the reason why I believe her, let me just tell you, the reason why I kind of believe her to an extent is because I can have a conversation with several Americans about England, right? And they'll tell me they had no idea. They don't have a clue. They know there's a royal family, but they don't care. They never looked into it, never learned about it. It just isn't important to them. So for that fact of having conversations with different people that do not care to look or to educate outside of the bubble of America, I believe it. I believe she didn't. I believe she knew he was royal, but I think she also
said
thought,
she lying. I know who the hell Prince Harry is. I know all about Prince Harry. I know he a rebel. I know he be drinking. I know he be flying. I know what he on his patch. Come on, I know all that shit. And I was an average chick from the United States. Megan didn't know it, and she's an actress. Her friends didn't know it. The partner that she hang out with, her homegirls that she kick it with, didn't know it. That's
like you're talking about Google him when she met him.
Yeah, so Oprah said, you didn't find out who he was. You didn't know all this.
Okay,
that's a damn lie.
I'm just gonna be honest. Who the hell is Googling the people they dating? Who gonna do that? You gonna learn the person you're dating from the person that you're dating.
Well, Kamala Harris Googled her husband.
Look, no,
I think when they're up there, Vee.
A lot of people though don't think that the royal family is above what celebrities and everybody else is. They believe on the same level.
You don't go on a blind date. Hold on a minute. You don't go on a blind date. Your girlfriend don't hook you up, and then you see Prince Harry, and you ain't Google him when you went home. Girl, I'm Googling him. How much money he got? What all he? Girl, you know it. You're trying to know everything about Prince. Oh, now stop lying. She's lying. She is lying. And Megan didn't know her damn girlfriend.
Something. Somebody can set me up on a blind date with some American famous person. I promise you, I would not know. I'd be clueless. I wouldn't know who they are from who they ain't. They told me their name is David or whatever his name want to be.
Okay, I'll give you that.
And I'm gonna be like, oh, okay.
But after she married him, after she married him, and she got in that house,
she did her research.
No. After the first month, she said they've been doing it for 2 years. After the first month, when she said she had to give her passport, her driver's license, her social media, that's what Megan got mad, because Megan is a social media whore, okay? And that's when she got mad, because she said they had to give her everything she had. Like, you know what? This ain't working for me. I'm isolated from my friends and family. Oprah said nobody came to the palace and ate dinner. She said no. Nobody came over there and hang out with her. She couldn't go nowhere. She in a palace with service and everything she can have in the world. Really? In a tiara.
Not a tiara.
I'm sorry. I disagree. I still don't believe. I don't believe everybody's good. See, Quiet Storm agrees.
Okay, so this is what I believe about Google. This is what I believe about Google. We are regular people. We ain't Googling nobody, because ain't nobody can be found on Google, okay? But those higher up people, Kamala Harris said when she started dating her husband that she Googled him. She wanted to know what he was about. Okay. And I believe that stars and people like that.
What field is she in? That's about her job. That's what she do.
She's a woman in front of the camera, no?
They research.
Oh, okay. And Megan is the actress.
She didn't Google, then she paid her assistant to Google him.
But wait, guys, you also have to play into a fact, right? Is that if you're a celebrity and the media lies about you on a constant, and majority of the story are lies, they don't pay attention to media. A lot of them don't pay attention or follow what the media says. So if you're known that media lies and we're all feeding into it because we have no idea. But when it's a real person and they're telling you, well, I don't even, majority of celebrities say they don't even look at the media or what is said about them because majority of it is a lie. And that's a lie. Unless it's like really blowing up like crazy, a huge story about them, then okay, maybe they will look into it and be like, what? And it's like, that's a lie. But majority of them don't even look into the media because they don't believe it. What the media writes about them is lies. So why the hell am I going to go and Google my soon-to-be husband to read all that lies about him rather than me asking him about himself?
That is true.
That makes sense.
Okay, so she didn't know about his mama. She didn't know how the pop was lying on her, harassing her. She didn't know everything Princess Diana went through in that damn house. Her ass. She didn't know none of that. Come on now. That's Harry's mother. She didn't know none of that shit was going on in the palace. Come on now. I know all that. I could tell Megan. I could have told her. I could have told her. If she would have asked me, I would have told her everything. I'm just saying. I'm not doubting that she was isolated. I'm not doubting she was Christian. I'm not doubting they was talking about kids. I'm not doubting that she wanted her baby to be a.
Y'all ain't laughing. Y'all ain't looking in this chat.
I'm looking now.
Funny.
I think the bottom line came down to when she said that her baby wasn't gonna be nobody prince. Okay, and that's when she got mad and said, "Harry, we get the hell out of here." I
don't think. Didn't you say he was never going to be a prince anyway?
Huh?
Right?
No, he was never going to be.
He was never going to be a prince anyway. So whether she wanted him to be a prince or not, the baby was never going to be a prince. Never going to be king or whatever.
Well, he still would have had a title, though. He still would have had a title. He just wasn't.
He didn't get a title.
Wait, he would have been called Prince something, whatever his name is?
I think he's like a duke, right? He should have been like
he's a duke.
Prince, but he might have Duke or something. Duke. But they were refusing to give him a title.
They title everyone else.
So why? Yeah. Why were they refusing to give him a title?
Because Megan said
that she story of Harry and Meghan because she's black. She's American.
Oh, just because he's like the mom's black, or half black.
Because they're black and American, they ain't British. Yeah, they're not. So one thing you got to know about the royals. So one thing you got to know about the royals, and how they kind of how they populate, is they keep it within the bloodline. So you need to be of the same blood. So it's very ancestral. Usually you're marrying like your 8th cousin or some other generation.
That's why they look like that.
Okay.
That's why they look like that.
They're planned, like your plan to marry this person's child from like birth, like from when you're young, okay, like 2, 3 or whatever, and they're trained in the meantime. So they're actually all related in a way to each other. It's just like a distant kind of family thing, but it's because they want to keep the bloodline pure and royal blood. So Meghan is not of any kind of royal blood.
Neither is Kate Middleton.
That's what confuses me.
Kate was from William's school with him. So
she went to school with him.
Yes, so she know how to be raised like that.
With him, but actually, when you actually Google them and search them, she's actually like his 8th cousin. She's some like down the yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That family, they've been training her up for that position since she was young.
Kate?
Look how she's her mouth is so shut. Yeah,
I thought
they do it.
I thought he found her. Yeah, I thought he rolled up on her.
I thought she was just a regular woman.
It was time from forever, but she lived her life like a regular person. That's why they said she was middle class, right? But she's actually of royal blood. But her family are wealthy. Don't get me wrong, right? But they call them working class, right? So, it's still kind of like, you didn't really get somebody, you didn't go with somebody higher up the chain, you kind of just got with, but that's who he likes and that's who
so they're cousins.
So, I mean, it is.
They're all related.
Yeah.
You know what happens when you keep mixing the blood like that?
No. What?
No.
You get health problems with the children and stuff.
Well, yeah, but supposedly, I mean, this is
their children are healthy as hell. Those children are healthier than us.
They've been, it's like, girl, if you
probably killed the weak ones. Who knows what they do? And switch out for another baby. What the heck? Give me your baby. You're pregnant at the same time. Mine look like this. Let's switch babies. Like, who knows? Like, I don't even know. I'm so confused.
Vee, I did have a question.
Go on, Nita. Nita had a
I
point.
didn't take that damn picture. Okay, I'm just asking the question. Everybody named Mama take when you had them royal babies. So why is Harry and Meghan didn't want to take that damn picture? Because she didn't want to. I'm just asking. She was difficult. She was
they weren't allowed to. She said.
Andrea, they weren't allowed to.
No, I think Meghan said something and they was like, okay, we done. I'm saying
Andrea, what why you don't like Meghan?
Let me tell you why. Because you know why? Because Meghan is a trained actress. Do you think she can't get on Oprah and just turn the water on and act? Come on now. Come on. She's a trained actress. She knows how to cry on camera.
No, so she didn't. Wait, they didn't take the picture because this is what was discussed prior to the baby being born. Obviously there's lots of meetings around babies being born and what the situation is and how it's going to be, and that's how they knew the baby wasn't going to get title and all this kind of stuff. But the most important thing is that where they come out of the hospital is a very open space. Okay,
yes.
There is media lined up not too far away from you. The media is right here, but you can have the public on the sides. So they were told that the baby would not have protection, would not have any security. So that is leaving you to be very vulnerable however long in that space, and security are going to do nothing if something was to happen.
Okay,
so rather than them standing there and taking the pictures and smiling and being there for a while, you know, they were like, no, we're going to just go straight into the car. And
okay, I got a question.
We're not taking any
So
pictures.
Prince Harry just said he came over to the United States and he was able to support they living off of his mama dying. So last time I checked, Don't Megan got some money from her TV show that she did about 11 years. Prince Harry got his mama money. You couldn't hire security to take that. You couldn't hire security to watch your baby while y'all take that damn photo. Y'all was just being a little difficult.
Maybe they weren't allowed to. Andrea, you just like the queen. You don't like Meghan.
No, I'm just saying Meghan got over there. She got over there. And
Andrea, you got to remember though, as well, number one, we don't know what happened to her money. Maybe she gave it to her mom. Who knows? We don't know. She was planning on living the royal life the rest of her life. So we don't know what happened to her funds that she had. Or what they make you do with it. I don't know. None of us know. Okay? So that's one thing.
I did hear the thing came out of Prince Harry.
Hold on.
He said on the open interview that if it wasn't for my mama money that he still had and he invests very well, because I heard what he said, I paid a bunch of attention to him. And then Meghan said they got their foundation and they made some little money with Netflix and Spotify, all that shit they got some money now. Okay, so they doing very well. He said we would not be able to afford security to protect my family with my mama money that she left me. So I'm just asking the question: if you had enough money to do that, you could have had enough money to pay for your security to take that damn photo, or was y'all being a little difficult when you found out that your baby won't be nobody's prince? I'm just asking the questions.
Andrea, no, girl, come on now. Listen, when you are a royal, if you've been watching the story and been listening to the whole thing, when you enter the royal family, everything's stripped from you.
Yeah,
your regular bank cards, phones, keys, everything is taken because you don't need that stuff no more. You're a damn royal. You got people that pay for your stuff that you need whenever you need it or get it for you. You don't walk around with a bank card or do whatever you need to do. So what's it? And they have to ask permission for everything that they do. That money is tied. That's why Harry got cut off and he didn't have no money. He just literally got cut off. Thank God, because of the will his mother left, he got his money from his mom. But he didn't have any means or any money to look after his family. His money came from the royal family, who was run by the institution. The institution runs your bank account and how that money is filtered through. Ooh. And then there's budgets. There's budgets for everything. Ooh. So it's not like, oh, we're going to give you £50,000 today and you can have that, you know, do what you want with it. No, they don't have money like that. They don't need to have money like that. They're royals. So obviously, you call someone, you talk about what plans or arrangements or whatever you need, and they deal with it. That's how he was raised. He's never had to worry about money. Money has never been a thing for him. Why does he care? You know, obviously, when your father tells you he's stripping you of everything and security is gone like that, oh, we have no money now. Now we like, what the hell? What's going to happen? Any legal proceeding, it takes a minute before that money comes through. It's going to take a minute before, and I'm sure they didn't just hand over Meghan's stuff like straight away to her. Like, you know, the moment they strip them of stuff, I just don't see that being
maybe I was a little
naive of the situation.
Now I know. Okay, well, I'm not gonna blame Megan. That maybe it was the wrong thing to blame Megan. Okay, I apologize.
No, Andre, you're gonna still blame Megan. You heard that, girl.
That came out of her. I'm telling y'all, it was being a little difficult. She was like, "Oh hell no, I don't got no passport. Can't come over. You know, I'm in this palace. I'm not happy. I'm out this. I'm telling y'all. She said, I suffered for 2 years with this shit.
I honestly believe,
go home.
But I honestly believe if any of us were thrown into that situation, we would be happy.
Oh, I would have been.
I don't see anyone that's used to freedom and not having rules and regulations. You know, like people. I think it's kind of like being in the military a little bit. You know, you tell when you can wake up, you tell when you can eat, you tell when you go sleep, you tell when you work out, you tell when you. I think it's more like that type of life culture. So I guess somebody from the military could tell us, you know, but at least they get days off, you know. These people get days off, but they got to stay in their houses. Like, no, the media's talking about you this week. You need to stay at home. We can't have you out with your friends, or your friends can't come over right now.
That's intense.
Really?
That's not the life for me.
I think Harry should have told her what she was bargaining for too. Harry, no, he done been through all that. He should have and warned his wife. Are you sure that's what you really want? He should have warned his wife.
He should have, yeah.
That's the one thing
he should have. But I think so. When you're in this type of lifestyle, you're in this type of area, field, whatever. I think that sometimes the reason why you haven't is because you're not thought to say it, because you've lived, this is just your life, you're just used to it. It's kind of like a regular day. You forget everybody else doesn't live the same way you live. You know what I mean? And I think she also thought that he's a celebrity he's a royal, he's got a different title, but he's a celebrity just like me. So, you know, this is going to basically kind of be more like what life I'm living now, just in England with the royals. I think that it was a naive situation. I don't think they really thought it through all the way. But I mean, you love who you love. Yeah. And to be honest, I can see where he said he didn't have the money or anything like that, because what man really doesn't want to provide and protect their family? Yeah. Yeah. If a man is committed in that relationship, he wants to be the provider. Yes. You don't want to be relaxing on your wife's money. You know, most men will tell you they want to be the provider of their family. They want to look after their family. So I can see that. I can see where he was coming from. But I don't know. Shanita, you've been so silent, honey. And I know you wanted to say something earlier. Please, girl, just interrupt and speak.
It was really nothing. No, we can move on. It's good. It's good.
Okay. Oh, Lord Jesus. The Royals are another whole situation, y'all. But we're going to move on to our last topic of the night, because it's going to get people heated. And I already know where we're going with this one. So, the last topic of tonight is Black women and their appearance and why it is important to them. And why well, I wouldn't say the other part because I don't want them to start. So I'll just say that. Who wants to take it? And this is kind of like a small continuation from last week's Battle of the Sexes. We touched on it a lot, but we just wanted to get some understanding and clarity now. Not to bash, but just clarity. So, is Robyn talking to us? Because you're muted if you are talking to us.
I had a whole conversation, y'all. Like I said, for some backstory, something was said, and it was said about Black women and European standards of beauty. And actually, our whole panel of women, we were all triggered. And if you want to see that, go check that out on Battle of the Sexes on Candidly Vee's channel.
Right? The recap will be out on Saturday.
The trigger was real, and it came out of nowhere, and it really stung, you know? So I think it's important that we're having this conversation today.
What was it? What was actually?
What was said was,
I watched it, but yeah, I'm sorry.
We was trying to be like we was trying to be like European. We were saying it take a long time to do our hair, and we were saying that you know, I keep it 100. I said I'll let my daughter go swimming because we was getting our hair pressed, and then her dad would take her swimming. And then they were saying you spend too much time on doing hair. But we was like, y'all don't understand. It takes forever to do our hair.
Oh, okay.
And it was said that from the time like girls are little, they're told you got your hair done so you can't go swimming. So the obsession with hair starts from childhood and grows into adulthood. And now as adult women, we and I'm speaking about Black women specifically. I know like there's a whole thing about women here, but about Black women, that, and the comment was made that, oh, but it's because you guys are trying to uphold the European standard of beauty, meaning straightening our hair or wearing straight, long, you know, weaves or wigs. So that obviously triggered, you know, us, and yeah.
Okay.
No, we need to stop chasing the European
standards.
Look,
standard of beauty.
Is what we're
and be ourselves.
Yeah.
Then you had all the trolls coming in the chat talking about Black women are beautiful. Y'all should just be natural. You know all the things you get when you're wearing makeup or you're wearing, you know, your weaves, and there's those trolls who just think that they have every right to comment on the way that we look, you know, or judge or whatever. So yeah, not throwing any shade, but
yeah, I my
love the fan
that last week was the fan is cute. I wish, you know, I wish I had more, but
I got my fan. I don't know where it is, but
I think my issue is that we're seen to be chasing, I guess, more European, white people, Brazilian, whatever. I guess everybody else got straight hair or whatever. We're seen to be chasing them and what they look like, when really, in fact, it's got nothing to do with that. I'm not chasing how a white woman looks. I'm not trying to look like a white woman. I love my Black. My Black is beautiful as far as I'm concerned. Now, if I choose to switch up my hair every now and again, guess what? I'm going to do that. You know, and that's the thing. You'll find that a lot of the time, these other cultures and races tend to always majority of the time, compliment the fact that we can change our hairstyle up like this. You know how many times I go to work and they're like, oh my God, I really wish I could just change up my hair the way you change it up. It looks so pretty. It's so nice. Oh, can I touch it? Now the touch it thing gets on the nerve. But
I can't stand when somebody says that.
I hate to be seen that we're chasing, you know, I'm just going to say white people for now because, you know, it's just easy to do it like that. But I'm not trying to chase the white person or how the white person's hair is or nothing like that. It's just, this is what I choose to want to look like today. Today I want to look like Sheila. Tomorrow I want to look like Jackie. Friday I want to look like Serena. Okay? I can do whatever the hell I want to do, when I want to do it, and I'm going to look cute doing it too. So I don't see why men are so triggered by the fact that women want to change it up a little bit and enjoy it. And it's not because we're chasing
something. Yeah, I agree, Vee.
You know,
I think that's the magic of us. The magic of Black girls is that we can change our hair, and that's amazing. And why do we do it? Because we can. Period.
Yes. And I think as well, like another comment that kind of really irritated me was the one about the fact that we shouldn't be stressing out our children, or we're psychologically damaging our children by not wanting them to go swimming when we're getting our hair done. And I think there's a huge miscommunication and an understanding of the fact of how long and how much when you are natural, like real natural, and you have that 4C hair, like kinky curls, the kinky type curls hair. I ain't talking about the Black people that are blessed with the coolie hair, okay? We ain't talking about them right now. We talking about the ones that got tighter curls. It's super duper thick. We breaking combs when we comb our hair. Every time we comb
on a daily
hair,
breaking combs.
Shrinkage is so damn real. It's practically to our scalp, and usually our hair is down here by our shoulders. Yeah, I'm talking about those naturalistas. Okay, when you're doing your hair, it takes a lot, and it hurts. Okay, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, when I was a child, when it was time for my hair to be combed, when I was natural, I would run to my dad, bawling my eyes out. As soon as my mom said, "Vee, come, we're gonna comb your hair, or it's time to do your hair," I would run to my father and be crying and screaming down the house because I didn't want to comb my hair because it hurt. And my mom, it's not that my mom wasn't being gentle. She was trying to be as gentle as she possibly could. But my natural hair is just that thick, and it takes hours. Those wash days were hell to go through. And I really, men don't understand because they don't really go through it. Yeah, they grow their hair. Some men grow their hair. And maybe those ones will understand. If they got that tight curl, then maybe they can understand. But probably not, because realistically, majority of the time they washing it, they getting it cane rolled and plaited down, and that's it. They done. But it takes so much more for a woman's hair, and I feel like it's so out of order for men to talk on something that they could never experienced. I'm just gonna be honest. When you haven't experienced that or lived that, I think it's really harsh for them to have such high opinions on Black women and their natural hair. They're like, "Oh, it's just beautiful. You should wear your natural hair." There's a lot more to it than just wearing our natural hair. And it's not because we don't love our natural hair, or our natural hair isn't beautiful. It's just that it takes a lot of time. Sometimes it's a time thing, you know, for us to do our natural hair. You've seen Nita with her natural hair several times. This natural hair is beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. She's changed it up. It looks the same color as her hair that she got on her head right now. Okay? It's beautiful. But guess what? She don't want to be doing that every day. Don't nobody want to be doing that every day. And I feel like men need to understand. Real said, hair don't change because of your gender. This what I'm talking about. See? I'm done.
Well, you know,
moving on.
I had to cry. I remember my mom pressed my hair. She used to burn my damn ear with that pressing comb. That shit was traumatic, okay? That shit, it wasn't fun. And then I couldn't play in the sandbox. It was a lot. And so when I got grown, I was like, you know what? I like some weave, wigs. It don't matter. And we're natural hair. It's not that important to me that I still get it done. But it's not that important. And I just feel like this. When you start telling Black women, it's going to start with the hair. It's going to start with something else. It's gonna start with the makeup. Then it's gonna start. It's always gonna be a problem for a man. And when you trying to control Black women, and you know, and who said natural hair is just overrated? It is, and I don't want to wear that shit half of the time. It's too much.
So I have natural hair. I have natural
Nique
hair.
has got beautiful natural hair, by the
Oh,
way.
I love Nique's hair. I love Nique's hair
as well.
I have that
Nique
4C.
wears her natural hair half the time. You can't even tell
Right.
when she
I
got her
have
natural hair.
4C hair, just like what Vee said, breaking combs, you know. A lot of women are going natural nowadays, Derek, just to let you know, just to educate you a little bit, since you think you know. A lot of women we're making the movement to go natural. But just because we're natural doesn't mean that you need to see it. We are in protective styling. I mean, I'm in protective styling almost 98% of the time, to protect my actual hair so that my hair can be healthy. Okay. I wear wigs and weaves and anything that I can cover my hair with. Our hair as Black women is susceptible to the heat, to the cold, to the everything, okay? Like everything. Our hair is just like that. But yes, it's beautiful. To me, it's the most beautiful hair, like in the world, Black women's hair. But I enjoy wearing weaves. I enjoy wearing wigs. And my husband loves when I change it up. So tonight, I'm going to be Robyn. Tomorrow, I'm going to be somebody else, all right? With the hair, okay? So it's just what it is. It's just what we like. We like it. We like to change up our look. Just like you, man, you do a different haircut. You do a different whatever zigzag you do in your hair, whatever else you do. We do it too. We just do it bigger, grander.
Girl, the men are having a Me Too moment in the chat.
So
Go ahead.
I'm
Growing
looking at
their hair now, and we don't complain about it.
We're with the Me Too movement, but a lot of your hair is amazing. Like, let's just face it.
so I want to say one thing too when it comes to natural hair, which I don't think some of the men understand about natural hair. Having to do natural hair is a lot of work. It's not because we're trying to straighten it, it's because we're trying to detangle it.
Yeah.
To have healthy natural hair in its natural state, in its original curl pattern, is a lot of work. It's a lot of moisturization depending on your curl pattern. Some curl patterns are tighter than others. That's why you hear women when they say 4C, 4B, 4A, 4C, B, 4B, like all those are different curl patterns, and not every woman has the same curl pattern. For women, the majority of women have, majority of Black women have 4C hair, which is the tightest of the curl pattern. Um, and it it hurts to try to just bring a comb through it or try to brush through it to try to not straighten it, but to detangle it. So you don't have a bunch of breakage and knots and stuff in your hair, because when your hair isn't kept or combed or detangled or anything, then you have breakage and your hair falls out. So this is why you have to do your hair. You have to maintenance your hair. You have to wash it. You have to condition it. You have to moisturize it. And you have to keep up that routine on a daily or weekly basis. What some women have chosen to do now is wear protective styles. And that's why you hear protective styles a lot, to protect their natural hair. So when it does grow, it's growing in its natural state and you're not really messing up this pattern
You're
of the
retaining it
two.
too, the
You're
length.
maintaining your hair, you're maintaining your curl pattern, and then after so often, you take that protective style out, you wash your hair, you deep condition your hair if need be, and you repeat the cycle all over again. So it's not because we're trying to look European when you're bringing a comb through, because it does hurt. I don't know if you ever had an afro at some point, fellas, and you try to pick your hair and you hear this noise when you're coming out of it because it's dry,
Breaking.
is breaking because you're not taking care of it. It's the same with us when we try to bring a comb through or try to bring a pick through. When I bring a pick through my natural hair, you hear the breakage that's coming through because it's not moisturized. And then for some women like myself, I have a problem with shrinkage. So shrinkage happens when water hits my hair and my hair goes from here really big to like this now. So when we say we don't want to get our hair wet, this is why, because
straightened it.
we already tried to detangle and moisturize and all of that stuff too. So when we get our hair wet, there goes the whole hairstyle and we're back to the small afro again. You know what I mean? So it's not that we're trying to look European, we're just trying to maintain our hair and to look beautiful while doing it.
And sometimes we do it like, you know, like for instance, the straightening is more of a, I think it's more of a managing way of having to do, you know, black hair all the time, because when you straighten it, it's a bit more manageable, so it's easier to do, so it's less time, you know. So that's it. It's not that we're trying to follow any other race or anything like that. It's just sometimes it's just easier. We take the easy way out of having to deal with it, you know. And yes, men do have the same texture hair. It doesn't change by gender. Real talk, 87. However, let's be real. A lot of men cut their hair. The ones that do grow their hair, sometimes they shave off half of their head anyway, and it's just the top that they're growing. And others, you know, okay, they have, maybe some of them have nice hair and they can grow it back. I mean, I'm not shooting the guys and saying that y'all don't have nice hair or y'all don't have the same type of hair that we do, but we definitely go through a lot more, and I think we do a lot more to our hair than what you guys do. Personally,
you know, did you guys see?
That's why you hear a lot of black women too want boys, because it's easier.
Easier. Did you guys see Madam CJ Self-Made?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Did you see how that movie started with her? She was having bald spots in her head and everything, and what that did for her confidence. I think for us, well, I can speak for myself. Hair is something that's really deeply connected to me. When my hair is healthy or looking good, I feel good. When my hair is not looking, my hair is looking a hot mess, like I got issues going on with my hair, like then I feel a hot mess. So I don't know. I think it's a little deeper than what they're just, I feel like some men who judge, they're just on the outside looking in without really fully being in our shoes and really understanding what we as women have to go through. And on top of that, like we as women, we want to put our best foot forward in every situation. So going back to the conversation about that woman who left her children, you know, in the motel, her hair was done. She had to go to work. So I just feel like we shouldn't judge things that we don't really know. We women, we become very crafty on how to do our hair for not that much money. You know, we know how to do things to make it look good, to make it work. So,
and my son, when it comes to hair, because he's one of the ones I'm talking about who has a 4C, really tight curl pattern. And even with all the moisturizing and conditioning that I would do to his hair, he still did not like for me to touch his hair at all. And I wasn't going to cut his hair because he didn't want his hair cut and I was ready to let it go. And it's his hair, you know, it's who he is. It's his hair. Like for me, and I know a lot of moms do this, you know, when they turn 1 year old, it's having to get a haircut. That's not me. I have let all my son's hair grow as much as possible. But when it came to my youngest son, because his dad is African, bless you, Africans, and your hair, honey, okay? Not all of them, but a lot of them have really tight curl patterns, as the ones that I mentioned. And it's easier for me to lock his hair than to try to braid it every weekend or every other weekend. Or it's just when it comes to natural hair, you have to do what works for you. And that's just the bottom line.
And my son got a haircut when his first birthday came. I was already cutting with the scissors already. So when he turned 1, I was at the barbershop with him, getting that hair cut off.
Yeah.
Well, I did want to say that I do feel like as a majority, we just don't take the time to train ourselves. I feel like our moms weren't trained, and I feel like we're not trained when it comes to, you know, our kids. And I do feel like we are, in fact, passing down what we're saying. because we can love our natural hair and you know all of that, but if we don't ever show it really, you know, what is that saying, you know? And so I do feel like, for instance, my issue was that I took time to date my hair. I went through this phase where I had to really learn what worked, and every day wasn't a good day because I looked crazy because I just didn't know what to, you know, do to my hair. So it took years for me to learn how to tame my hair, what works on it, what doesn't work on it. But I did the time and I did the work, right, to understand it to where now I can wear my hair out. You know, but I feel like we've become codependent on throwing on a wig because it's quick, right? Because you got to get to the store, you got to get the kids, you know, home, get the dinner on the table. So there's a lot of things that are happening in life where I feel like it's made us become codependent because we don't have that 3 hours, you know, to get through doing our hair. So I think the guys in the chat that's what y'all are missing, is just that if it were easy to just, you know, wake up and shake and go, then we do it. But some people, it does take like 3 hours, to be honest with you, to get your hair washed, detangled. But that's from our ignorance because we don't know our own hair because we're not made to wear our own hair. We have something to kind of take that away, throw on and go, right? But like, so something I just started like diving into YouTube, finding out, oh, if you wash your hair in sections and keep, you know, detangling it as you wash it, it won't, you know, shrivel up. Because if you dunk your whole head in and you're 4C, yeah, you're gonna have a problem. But you know,
Yeah.
it's just about learning, I guess, the process. But I do notice there are a lot of people that do tell me, oh, your hair is not a tight curl pattern, so I don't understand. That's why I don't like to give, you know, my opinion, because I'm not 4C, and who's the hell to say if I was 4C that I'd be wearing my own hair? I may, you know, go, if I had, you know, problems, I may go the route where it's gonna make me able to deal with my kids, able to, you know, take care of life, and who cares about hair, you know? So I guess it's a touchy subject, but for those who don't even try, I guess, to even learn their hair, I feel like it's, you know, you're doing yourself a disservice. You're doing your children a disservice because mama has, you know, the long curly, whatever, princess wavy hair, and little girl has like pigtails and balls and barrettes and stuff, and she's looking up to, oh, I can't wait till I get the long wavy, you know, because that's all she's seeing. So I do think I do want to challenge women to do both, you know, like go in between, unless you know, have, you know, medical issues or something. But if you have some hair that you like, there's nothing wrong with like for a week letting it breathe, because you can protect it and it can grow down to your ass, but nobody will ever see it or know it, you know. And so
Mhm.
does it make it healthy? Like, and then just because it's long doesn't mean it's healthy anyway, you know.
Exactly.
And I find my hair thrives more when it's out. My hair actually does it's reversed. So if I do, when I'm in braids, it gets weird. Like when I just took out braids, it got weird. I can't even, I don't know what, I'm going through some drama right now with my hair. So,
Oh,
and I think it's because I let the elements work, you know, with my hair, and I've got it
yeah.
exposed. So it's used to it. So now it's doing, I don't know what's going on. It's doing something weird, but you know, I think that there needs to be a sensitivity to a group of people who just can't wake up and get out of bed and run to the car, you know. So, and we try our best, to you guys, to Logic and Real and the other guy, I can't remember his name, but at least we try to look good when we go out and don't come out with half our hair sticking up and the other hair mushed to the side of our head just so we can say, oh, I'm wearing my hair today, you know. So I'm thankful that you do have something that you can at least be presentable, you know, when you're going out into the public. So you're not, because we already got a stigma. Black women we don't wear our hair. We look like this. We talk like this. We act like that. Like, so there's one thing you cannot say that I didn't come out looking any kind of way. You should be great.
Right.
Okay.
Nique,
You know,
my
you were saying
hair,
one thing too about
oh, go
that.
ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, when you say we don't know our hair, I don't know about you ladies, but I know for me, it was some sort of like a rite of passage. When you turn 12 years old and when you got your cycle, you got a relaxer.
Mhm.
And I never knew what my hair looked like because when I started getting my hair done, I was in Jerry curls. Then from Jerry curls, it was to braids, and from braids, it was to relaxer. So I've never seen what my curl pattern looked like until I turned 30 years old and stopped relaxing my hair. And that's when I was seeing, oh, this is what my hair looks like. And I'm looking at the back, at the nape of my hair, and I'm like, oh, this is what my curl pattern looks like. Like I had to, like you said, Nique, had to go through it and learn my hair, learn what products work, learn what products
Mhm.
didn't work, learn what hairstyles work, because not every hairstyle look like. I went through the whole thing going natural. So, and I'm the opposite for you, Nique. Like for me, when my hair is out, it doesn't really thrive, but when it's braided
Mhm.
down, it does. So I have to give my hair time to breathe. It'll breathe and do its thing, and then it's like, all right, bring it back down
Mhm.
and stuff again. So it's just really about, like you said, just knowing your hair, learning your hair, and all that. But for me, it was a rite of passage. You turn 12 years old, that's when you get your first relaxer. You know, and everybody was excited about it because, like, oh, my hair's going to be straight now, and I can do this and be like the European. I mean, I will agree to that. Being little girls, for me, um,
Back then.
back then, straight hair was the thing to have. It wasn't about your natural hair. But now, everybody's going natural now, so that's
Yeah.
good. But I didn't know what my curl pattern looked like until I turned 30.
I
Logic, what is Logic talking about? A lie, or what is he saying?
Logic is trolling. That's what he's
He's
doing, and
trolling
I'm
it.
just ignoring him
Um,
because he's
Uh,
trolling.
I was gonna say with Nique, for me, my hair only does good in the sun. It eats up the sun. Not
mhm.
too hot, but like springtime and early summer, my hair thrives when it's out. So I tend to wear my hair out in the summertime. But once the fall and the winter comes in, I need to cover my hair. I need to put it in braids. I need to cover it. And that's because my hair will experience shedding. And, I've been natural for over 10 years. I turned natural. When YouTube was starting to become a thing and I started my YouTube channel, it was because I was starting to enter into the natural hair community. So I was learning about my hair from probably 08, 09 or so. That's when it was like starting to be like a seed sown in our community that we should start giving up the relaxer and women were getting growth by giving up the relaxer. So I was part of that community. My hair was thriving on being natural. I also took the time, made many mistakes with my hair, had to big chop, grow, then messed up again, big chop again. Like we go through all of that.
Mhm.
But I do agree with you with the wig thing. Definitely. Like, I know me, like, I'll throw a wig on in a second. Like, I got a wig for every day of the week. Okay. But yeah, there are times that I wear my hair out and you wouldn't even know really the difference because when I wear it out, like, it's just what it is, And I do know a lot of women who have long hair down to their like tails and they'll still wear a wig.
Yeah.
It's just
Most
what
Yeah,
of
it
them
I
is.
that are
do
in
too.
wigs have long hair.
And Texas
Like,
Yeah.
styles help.
Because when you see them and they
Texas styles
take off
do
their
help.
wig, they take out their braids, and their hair is going down to here, and it's like, why are you wearing a wig? Because I can.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's it.
because they like the choice of changing it up, and it's easier
Without
for
putting
them.
heat on
That's
their hair.
why. But
Yeah.
I am a firm believer in you have to let your hair grow. Like you have to give your hair time to breathe. So you guys will see me wear my natural hair more than you see me in wigs or weaves or braids. But I do tend to go to like Robyn. I tend to go to like braids and stuff in the wintertime because the cold it starts to break your hair. The moisture isn't there. So yeah, protective styles a way for me to protect my natural
Mhm.
hair. And that's why I do it. But I'm a person that I prefer to wear my natural hair as much as I can, but not all the way natural. It's still relaxed. It's still gonna be relaxed. It will always be relaxed, but it's still my natural hair. I take care of that. Um, Shoot, you can say it's trauma from a child of being fully natural. I just can't go back.
But that was just because of the ignorance, into like the not knowing. Because back in the day, everybody just had a pressing comb and Blue Magic grease, and that was all, or that little Crown Royal thing.
Blue Magic, oh my God!
Yeah, so we all had
when
the
I
same.
was a child. I mean, when I was a child, though, to be honest, like, I can't even say that my mom pressed out my hair too often either. Because it was easier too, she kept it like either in single braids or like I would get my hair braided and cornrows or whatever. Like, that's literally like how I had my hair a lot of the time. Yeah, sometimes, we do the puffs and the bows and all that cute stuff. But it wasn't always a pressing situation because my hair is the type of, if you press it, when I go outside, poof, it's kind of a pointless situation. So unless it was like a wedding or something, the humidity from the air just gets to my hair and it's like a poof. So it was pointless, really, straightening my hair as a child. It really was. So we just, we did it in stuff that would be easier, which would take, it would take longer to do, but it would last longer because it was braided or whatever, So I just don't want to go back to that life. My cousin's been trying to talk me into it, and I'm just kind of
honestly,
like...
I feel like I respect if you want to be relaxed because natural hair is a lot of work. For me, it's worth it, but I can understand how for some people, like, if you don't want to do it, then it's your hair. Like, do what you want with it.
Yeah.
Like, that's how I feel. If I see a woman, with beautiful relaxed hair, I tell her hair is beautiful. If I see natural hair, I'm like, your hair is beautiful. Like, I just, appreciate just the versatility and the choices that we have as women to do what we want with our hair, so.
And I mean, Europeans wear weaves too. That, I don't know if the men have seen it, but
I feel like they invented it.
Right. Like,
don't tell them that.
We just
believe it.
We just didn't know about it until like all of this social media.
I mean, weren't they doing falls? Weren't they doing falls like back in the 80s and 90s? Like those girls, they would have the little but that's like as
they've been wearing like clip-ins and all kinds of
wigs and clip-ins.
Half wigs, yeah.
And so it's been exposed now that you have like social media and the stylist can get on there and say, oh, I do such and such hair and watch how I do this and that. Then you're like, oh, that's not her hair the whole time because you don't know. But, and I know, and then Elijah's going to eat me up because he's going to be like, well, they put in clip-ins that look like their hair. So we're going to go ahead and say it and just put it out there. They do put clip-ins that do look like their hair. Nita has her hair and it looks like her hair, right?
Majority of the time, their hair is not that length. Y'all be thinking their hair is down to their bust, but it ain't. It's added in. Kim Kardashian included.
I don't know. If it takes 3 hours out of my day to comb my hair, it doesn't. So I don't know if I'm the right person to speak to that. But if it does, I can imagine the time that I could be given to my children, the time that I could be given to my husband, my house, my job, my life. I cannot honestly say that I would be in the position I'm in now where I was like, I'm not putting that shit in my head. Like, I'm not wearing somebody else's hair. I can't say I, wouldn't do it because it don't take me a long time. So, but it does, now I will say that it does take me, it takes me like an hour, to start to finish now to do my hair. And that's a long time to some people, that can just kind of jump in out the shower and go. So, but I use that hour, I set it aside and I know what styles work for me. That's why you see me in like 2 to 3 hairstyles because I just know it works. And I can keep it moving and,
right.
And now I'm trying to introduce, braids back into, my life so that I can, go swimming but because I would just go swimming and deal with it. I pull my hair in a ponytail and go swimming and then I deal with having to go home, wash it and everything. But some people can come home, wash their hair and they like, what are we doing next? And I'm like, I need like 45 more minutes.
Right?
Andrea.
So I did wear my natural hair until I was like 25. Okay. And when I became a mother of 2 kids, and then when they was soccer, t-ball. That shit kept us going. So I didn't have time. That's why I started wearing. And then the reason I didn't wear a wig or a weave, because I had some black men that I was kicking it with, and my friends kicking it with. They was like, wearing weave and you ain't wearing your real hair. And then a older woman said, look at here, sister. Let me help you out. Let me tell you what the real deal is. They gonna love you with your wig, whatever. If they like you, they like you. Because when you a real mom and you out there on a soccer field and you gotta go and get the kids and dress, you ain't got time to do 3 hours hair. I got that coarse and nappy shit. That's too hard too.
It's not nasty. You just have a
It's nappy, okay? And so I didn't wear a wig until I was 5 years old. And so, you know, I love a wig. I love a weave. I love a shit. You ain't gonna tell me nothing. You can't tell me about my hair. I just think that is something that a black woman, a man should not say, okay? Because you ain't, if you ain't buying the hair, you ain't paying for it, and you damn sure ain't sitting in the ladies' chair to get your hair done, then keep your mouth shut.
Period.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you buying the hair, you can say something. But if you ain't buying my hair, I'm damn sure gonna keep it good looking for me. And this is the thing. I think black men don't understand. Sometimes we gotta fake it till we make it. And what does that mean? Is sometimes you at work when your life is going into shambles, but you faking it because you look like you looking good. Okay, they don't understand that you faking it sometimes when life is bad on you. How people don't know that? They would say you worry about the woman's hair, but what about her heart? What about who she is and what she care about? Hair and nails are all superficial. And if men don't understand that, what about the heart of the person? That's what I worry about. Because I don't care about what she got on. What's her heart telling me? What's her mind telling me? What's coming out her mouth? Because you can be beautiful and still be an asshole. Period.
Mm-hmm.
Even a man can be an asshole.
What?
You know what? I'm not even going to read
don't even
read it.
Don't read it.
Please don't make everybody go on stage. And we have done
don't read it. Let's move on.
Show for the first one. Ladies Night is a new show that we are going to be doing each and every Thursday here on the Candidly Vee channel. We'll be talking about the latest stories of the week, what we think, and we hope that you guys enjoyed your night with us because we had so much fun. At the end of the day, these are just our opinions. You can love them, you can hate them. Everybody's allowed to have an opinion, and that's okay. We don't always agree, as you guys can see, but guess what? Each and every single one of us still respect everybody's opinions, everybody in the chat's opinions, and our own. So thank you guys so much for everything. We look forward to seeing you guys next week, Thursday. And if you guys have a topic that you want us to discuss, then just let me know. Drop me a DM, slide in those DMs, because I would love to have you. Until next week, bye, everyone. Thank you, ladies.
Bye.
Bye. Love you guys.